making sure that everything runs smoothly, that we are live and you can see us on LinkedIn and YouTube. And I don't know where else, Zach. I think these are the two channels, right?
Yes, at this point we're streaming on these two channels. Hello from me, and we're ready to go. So let's see
Let,
today's agenda.
let's
Let me
do it,
share my
yeah.
screen. Okay, and here we are. As George mentioned, this is the second Minuttia live event, and we've prepared here the list for today's topics, and we will start with the first one, which is SEO in the era of LLMs, and basically it's ChatGPT's search features. And I first stumbled upon this topic when I saw this post about Tim Solo from Ahrefs, who first mentioned that Ahrefs got many visitors and many people know the brand from ChatGPT, right? They just searched for a tool that will help them probably with their keyword research and the blog and organic growth, let's say, and ChatGPT prompt Ahrefs. So, and there are many people, as you can see, there are 43,000 people. So this is like ChatGPT is turning into a prominent channel for organic reach, and people could find brands and so on. And also something also interesting was the post from Antonis 2 weeks ago about the techniques that you can use and the practices to basically not rank, let's say, but to be featured in the prompts and the answers from ChatGPT. But George and Antonis could share their perspectives on this topic and also add a few things. So if you're ready to go, Antonis, you can start since this is your post and you can share a few things about this new thing and some things that you see about it.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for including my content there. So yeah, this post was basically about the some black hat techniques that I believe we're going to see when it comes to getting citations or mentions in LLM outputs and AI search outputs. And I think those are basically some of the easiest, at least from my perspective, from what I know until now, easiest to kind of scale and manipulate. So I think we're going to see many, like as I say, as I call like concurrent spam. Like people will kind of spam their their brand with other relevant terms, like for example what they do, for example into like forums, like microblogging platforms, even on their website, or even pay to get to be included in other listicles and other things like getting mentioned in Wikipedia articles because LLMs will, they draw information from all over the web. They have some key resources to for getting more, getting parsed more frequently, which they parse more frequently. And I think this is something that we're going to see. Like people will try to spam their brand name like in many different places of the web. And another thing is that, as I said, the prompt injection, which there was even a research paper about this one, and other, adversarial, let's say, LMMO techniques. And this is basically injecting, prompts, as I say, with hidden text to kind of try and manipulate the outputs. I think there are more than that, like those five, but I think this will be some things we're going to see because LMO right now it's kind of the wild west. I guess we're going to see many things moving forward.
And what about you, George?
Uh, so can I share my screen?
Sure thing. One moment, and there you are.
Um, so let me. Okay, so just the other day I was playing with ChatGPT and I asked it what are the best SaaS marketing agencies, and it still has the option of getting a list, which is also tailored to the location, I assume, because my location is set to the US through a VPN. But what's interesting is that, as you can see here, you can also get a map, right? And I don't think it will be a while until we see ads here from companies that want to be displayed in this Google Map, which is just a simple feature for now, and it blends in really nicely. But you can see here that it has some of the features that, or characteristics that, you know, map listings have on Google search. For example, it says that it's closed until 9 a.m. So the working hours and directions if you want to get there, what's the website, telephone number if they have one, so that you can call them, and so on. It's interesting because they basically rolled it out. I would say I would assume this week, because I'm doing a couple of experiments with this term or this question, and so last week it was just a list, as you know anyone would expect. So all that is to say that things are changing inside the LLMs like ChatGPT, and of course an important distinction here is that ChatGPT works differently compared to AI overviews or Perplexity and whatnot. So all these tools work differently. Their data sets are different, and the way they serve the information and the results or the responses is different. But we see that they evolve, and again, I think very soon we will be able to see more like rich experiences here, get results that are include different features like the one we are seeing now. However, an important caveat here, and I don't want to give away too much, this is part of our webinar with AirOps in about an hour, no, sorry, in 2 hours and a half almost. And so one of the slides is that we think that, or we have the impression that, or the perception that AI search is like really disruptive, and they have broken down, Google's business model. And I would say that may not be, as maybe we are overstating or we are overestimating the importance of AI search at this point. Not that it doesn't happen, not that all these like platforms and tools don't take away market share from Google, but it may not happen in like to the extent that we think, right? Google is still the dominant search engine. In fact, the average number of Google searches, as we can see here on desktop, is increasing. The time frame is May 2023 to May 2024, and even though usage to some AI search engines like Perplexity, for example, is increasing, it may not be as the adoption of these tools may not be as high, and they may not be the replacement to Google that we think yet, right? Now this data is a bit outdated. This data study is a bit outdated, May 2023 to May 2024. So we would like to see a 2024-2025 version this year, but yeah, overall, I would say things are changing inside the LLMs, and we are monitoring these changes. But at the same time, we should not forget that Google is still the dominant search engine on the web and one of the most popular websites. Actually, in fact, the most popular website according to Cloudflare's year in review report for 2024.
Yeah, and
That's
something else from me. LLMs will be, from what I see, at least uh, in the next few years, complementary to traditional organic search. There might be a period that the web ecosystem will be mostly agentic, and most people will use AI to draw information, but I don't think this disruption is coming anytime soon, and I see those as I said, uh, complementing channels, let's say.
Thank you, Danny, as well, and we'll see. Also, thanks George for his shameless plug about the webinar, and I will prompt you all to join him. It's with AirOps, and it's in 2 hours from now, so be sure to join. I will share a link with you all on YouTube and LinkedIn. So let's get into the second topic. Let me share my screen, and here we are. So the second topic is about an quite useful software George shared with me about that is helpful when it comes to comparing other software and other platforms. This software is called StackFix, and here is its website. As you can see, you can find all solutions when it comes to the customization, the low cost, which is the most powerful platforms, and there are many other filters and categorization. And George, could you say a few things about it?
Sure. So first of all, credit to gaps.com because that's where I saw this in their December report or November report. I'm not sure, but yeah, it looks like this software review category is quite saturated, and you have all these legacy players like Gartner, and then you have G2 and Capterra and GetUp and all these tools, but all these websites really. But this is a new player, and I think they built the tool or the website on something like Software maybe, or Bubble, one of these two tools. And I really liked their. I mean, if you go, can I get a
Yes, it has.
can I screen my
You can see your screen.
so let me share my screen again. So what I liked about it is that you can compare. I mean, I don't expect their inventory, software inventory, to be like big at this point or extensive, but I think they will be adding more and more software. But here you can see that I'm choosing customer support, and I have 150 users, let's say, and I can also check some of the requirements that apply to my case. Let's say I want something with email, live chat, and chatbot, right? And they will show you different solutions, and you will be able to make a side-by-side comparison. They also have this list view, but I think the table one is more, I don't know, like visually pleasing, at least for me. And another thing I liked, yeah, this is the one I really liked, is the side-by-side comparison where I can choose Atio, for example, and I can also choose another, competing solution like HubSpot, and I can get a side-by-side comparison. I mean, it's not that you can't get that with like G2. I just like the usability of it and the fact that the website looks really cool. And for websites like G2, Capterra, and Gartner, SEO has been a like great growth driver. Maybe they had some hiccups in the last couple of years, especially G2, but SEO definitely helped them with like getting visibility and reaching new users and whatnot, acquiring customers. So I would expect this new tool, StackFix. I think they also raised some money. So I would expect that they will, one of the channels they'll invest in is organic search. Let's see about that, but it makes I don't know, it makes sense to me that they will invest in that, just because there is intent. People are searching for software comparisons and different solutions, and I really like the usability of it and the fact that if someone lands on that page, it's not just a static page. They can use all these different like buttons and functionalities we saw to like basically control their experience.
I also like the design and the UI, and I also believe that it's something interesting about it because it's engaging and they have adapted the software, let's say, mechanism. Because if you compare it with other players such as Gartner or G2, who are more established and many years on the industry, they have more traditional, let's say, tactics like a marketplace with reviews and comparisons. But this is different, and I like it. I also like it. It's more applicable and it's really easy to use. And you can see also the prices and everything you need in just one look. I mean, that's cool. That's really cool. And also let me share my screen about the third topic. Here we are. The third topic is about a trend. We all know that TikTok is about to get banned in the US, and this is going to be by this Sunday. So if nothing changes and if Musk or anyone else acquire TikTok in the US, then the platform will close for all the users there. And it seems that some other platforms, a Chinese platform called Red Note, noticed this trend and they created a hashtag. And I want to showcase these things because I wanted to explain the power of social media and the community that they've built. They created a hashtag called TikTok refugee, and as you can see, this hashtag has already more than 40,000 posts about it, and many people explaining that this is unfair happening to TikTok and that you need to go to RedNote, this new Chinese platform that is almost have some similar features, let's say. And as you can see, if you just go to Google Trends, and that's interesting, RedNote had no zero visibility when it comes to the trends and searches, but as you can see, there is a spike, a big spike actually. It almost reached the maximum levels in just 2 to 3 days after releasing this hashtag and all these things coming closer to an end. Because, as I said, by Sunday they will have a decision when it comes to banning TikTok or not. And as you can see, this platform got the virality. Many people discussed about it. This trend became viral, and I think that we will see more things when it comes to social media and communicating and content in these platforms. But I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. George, any thoughts on this thing?
That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't like closely followed the TikTok story, TikTok ban story. So I'm not the right person to discuss it or express my opinion. But the red note thing is interesting. A similar thing happened a couple of months ago, really, when after the U.S. elections, many people jumped ship really and left Twitter X for Blue Sky. I'm not really sure if this is a similar situation, but yeah, again, I haven't like followed that story, so I can't really talk about it. I don't know if Antonis has anything to add, but that yeah.
I don't have anything like incredibly valuable to add. Just how well calculated this seemed. Like uh, I don't know. It's like we're watching a movie. I don't know. It's something happens at the same time. Something else happens to kind of uh, counterbalance. I don't know. It seems very weird to me. Very interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, but it's obvious. Sorry, but it's obvious that there is an opportunity, right,
Yeah.
for someone to get market share, and I don't know. It's obvious that something like that would happen. You would expect that people would find a shelter in like more legacy players like Instagram or X,
Yeah,
and
this
not
is why
Red
I
Note,
was.
which is also a Chinese company.
Yeah,
So who knows what will happen to them?
I was like 100% sure that all those people who were leveraging TikTok heavily will jump to Instagram, let's say. But yeah, Red Note came and kind of shattered the whole the whole thing. I don't know. That's why it seemed weird to me. It was like yeah.
By the way,
Yes, it's like the
Are
story
we
is
sure that
repeating
Red
itself.
Note is a Chinese company?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
Chinese company.
Yeah.
And it's like they're repeating themselves, like the same circle, but we'll see. And for last, uh, here we are. So for last, I have this interesting idea, which comes from user pilot and Emilia, who is a friend of ours as well. And they are building a content syndication program. That's actually how they called it. And as you can see, here is a post by Emilia explaining about this program that it will be called the PIT. And this is something like that we discussed a lot of times internally, and this is something that we've called media singulars when it comes to building like a separate entity with its own domain, with its own brand, and giving them a name, and also creating media personalities like Emilia and add other people to the game. That's the interesting part of it, because I mean, we've seen a lot of things from platforms when it comes to the content side of things, but this is interesting because they have asked for many subject matter experts to the user engagement, let's say, industry and product management to come and participate with guest posts and interviews in order to prepare these sessions. It's not live yet, but it's something that I found quite interesting and that I believe most B2B SaaS companies should do. And I wanted to hear George's thoughts about that because I believe that he also liked this tactic.
Sure. Yeah, I saw it back when Emilia initially announced it or posted about it on talked about it online, and I find it, even though I haven't, to be honest, I haven't visited the page yet. I'm not sure, do they have it live on their website or it's not
I
live
believe
yet?
it's not live yet. It's not live yet.
Okay. So look, I think that this whole thing is in the right direction. Emilia knows what she's doing, and she built a wildly successful SEO program for user pilot, and now she's doing something different. we've talked about these things many times, and it's something that we also, as part of our content strategy service, we suggest to our clients, building different media singulars, I mean, or at least we suggest it in most cases. And having the voice of other people on your website, kind of representing your brand, and also accessing their audiences, and establishing yourself as the go-to source when it comes to really unique content that's like sourced and curated. Yeah, I like this. It's definitely in the right direction. And well done to Emilia and the user pilot team for executing on it. And sometime like in the not so distant future, I'd like at some point in the not so distant future, I'd like to see results from it, pipeline, and anything they can say really.
Antonis, any thoughts or anything you would like to add?
Will this be like hosted on the website, like in the form of articles,
We
or will
don't
be
know
video?
yet. We don't know yet. It will be like, but I believe that it will has everything, because as I saw that there was a session about memes, there were some videos, there will be some guest posts, and also Emilia was prompting users to send her a message about subject matter experts who are interested in writing for this
Okay.
program, for this let's say subfolder, if it will be hosted in the website, but I believe that it will be hosted there.
I kind of like this move. I think we are moving into what I call the ambiguous web, the ambiguous internet, which many things will be AI generated, like tons of content will be AI generated. So using this, like leveraging the human aspect in such way, will sure be key in building more trust and more authority. Very good move. Let's see who's going to produce content with the guest posts.
Yes, it's definitely a good brand move. So pretty much that was it. We covered everything for today's session, and as George mentioned, in around 2 hours from now, it's the event with Aerops, so feel free to join there, and George will share a few amazing things in his presentation. So that was it. It was great to have you guys, and see you by next week, probably.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.